Yes, Jack Hughes, the new superhero of hockey in the U.S. He's all over the place. He's on Saturday Night Live. He's all over the talk shows. And USA Hockey Rules, men and women's gold medal. How you doing, everybody? It's Off the Chest. We're back after a layoff of Olympics and crappy Super Bowl and all that stuff. And I got Willie and I got Z-Man. How you guys doing? Z-Man, how you doing?
Yo, Cap, playing my stepson's call of the USA Hockey Gold. Yes, remember that's sponsored by Eastern Airlines. Remember, Eastern is the wings of Willie and Man.
Yes, that's right. Willie, how you doing?
Boys, great to be back. You guys are my little ray of sunshine in this dismal winter. And, it's been a long 2 weeks for me. And I'm happy to be on the podcast, boys.
Well, it's good to have you guys back. Z, what's going on with you?
Not too much, Cap. Just catching up on all the stuff. It's good to hear you guys' voices, you know. I thought the Super Bowl was okay.
The Super Bowl shit.
Sponsor, Cap.
We have our sponsor, HydroFi. This episode is brought to you by HydroFi, the world's first hydrogen-infused electrolyte, which helps the body combat inflammation and support cellular health for people of all ages in a way traditional electrolyte drinks don't. Beyond hydration, HydroFi is designed to support sustained energy, enhanced performance, faster recovery, and overall daily wellness. Benefits we believe are a great fit for people that are part of our network. Use code OTC15 to take 15% off your first purchase. And that's found everywhere, Amazon, I guess, anywhere you're buying sports drinks, buy HydroFi. All right, guys, so let's get caught up with some stuff going on. What's been going on? I guess we'll start with the hockey, and we'll, the Olympic hockey. What did you guys think about it? You guys, I'm sure, watched it live, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was lucky. I have the ability to both watch the NBC feed and I watched the CBC, the Canadian feed, as well. And it's kind of weird to watch the game and listen to the different factions, the Americans and the Canadians. It was a really good game, and Bill Guerin, the general manager of the team, he really doesn't get enough credit for putting the American team together. This team was put together with a one-shot opportunity in mind to play the Canadians for the gold, and he guessed right.
And it's funny. I think that exactly what you said, Z-Man. They were put together to not, because the Canadians basically had the three best players probably on the planet on their team and on the same line, especially in overtime. And in the third period when it was tied, it was crazy. I mean, but the U.S. team just played great defense. Hollebuck was a wall. He made save after save, and a good goalie, a hot goalie, can take you all the way. And Hollebuck was that guy for this this gold. What do you think, Willie?
Yeah, it came down to goalie play, obviously. And once you push a game into overtime, anyone can win. But I mean, I don't know what the shot differential is, but it had to be astronomical. And
yeah,
I know Z-Man. Yeah, I know Z-Man said when we were all on the Strand that it was all goalie play, and I agree. Tremendous game. But I know Cap, you guys, especially you, Cap, you're a New York Rangers fan. But the crazy part of hockey, it's still not an American sport. I mean, if you go back to the 1980s, the 1980 game, singularly the biggest hockey game in the universe, it never really caught hold. We're in New York, we love the Rangers, but like 1980, for instance, the market share of people that watched the game was a 61% market share. I was listening to the radio. you know what the market share was for this game? Now, granted, it was in the morning, blah, 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 but Sunday morning is a great time to watch a game. Take a shot at what the market share was.
I have no idea.
I'll say,
20,
I was going to say about 40%, Will.
23%.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
my point is, we have this. It was just phenomenal. 1980 was unbelievable, but this was astronomically awesome. And we're just not a hockey world. It's still a Canadian sport. As great, it's like that was a USA event, not a hockey event.
Yes. You know what, Will? That's really well said, and I agree with you 1,000%. And I'll back you on another thing too. You can't really compare this victory to the victory in 1980 because the
completely
victory
different.
in 1980 was achieved by a bunch of, for lack of a better word, vagabonds. These were guys that played high-level college. They played European hockey. They played minor league hockey. There were no NHL veterans. And they beat arguably a professional team in the Russians to get to the gold game and I looked it up, beat a Finland team that actually had professional players on that team.
Yes, and nobody remembers that they played Finland for the gold medal, but not Russia. Russia was to get to the gold medal game, and then they had to beat Finland to win the gold medal. Everybody completely forgets that. So it's the kind of thing where nobody remembers that they actually had to win one more game against Finland. Everybody was going bonkers about about beating Russia because Russia, arguably, like we were saying, is the greatest team on the planet at the time. You know, not NHL players, but Russia had a team that was basically, look at all the Russian players in the NHL. So if you had all those players from the NHL on Russia, that's what that team would have been, going against basically college players and amateurs. I mean, guys, Aruzioni was, I don't know, what was he, a mailman or something? I don't even know what the hell he was. But yeah.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, really crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is.
And what's also crazy is the uptick. You know, I was again, I listened to all the, you know, the radio shows. It's like the draft picks have actually gone down since 1980, not up.
Willie, stay on your mic. You're coming in and out. Stay on when you're talking. I can barely hear you.
Yeah. Yep. How's that better?
No. You got to be like right on your mic.
All right. Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Just
and that's also a good point about the draft picks and stuff. I think really the only comparison between this team and the 80 team was now, like, Jim Craig will be forever etched as one of the best American icons in the Olympic hockey.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Right? But now you hear about Connor Hellebuck, who, like, unless you followed hockey, you really didn't know about this guy.
Nope.
And now he's a household name.
Yeah, he stood on his head.
As far as the talent and everything. And you know what, guys? Here's one last thing I'll say about the Olympics, and then you can have your say, and we'll move on. Hey, like it or not, the Russians weren't involved in this Olympics. And when you take them out of the Olympics, when it comes to Olympic hockey, then there's something to be said as well, because they're also a viable talent.
Oh, no question. No question. And if it would have been a lot different with them in there, if they had a team. And you know, listen, Sweden's no slouch. Obviously, Finland's no slouch. So you have those two. Matter of fact, Sweden, I think, beat the U.S. I don't know, the last couple times in the Olympics.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, Zibanejad is on Sweden. I mean, you know, they got some players on Sweden. So I mean, it's not just Canada, but Canada arguably had, like I said, the three best players on the ice at the same time in the world. And that's what, you know, you have to, like, holy crap. So it was a little bit of a monumental feat to beat them, you know, for the gold medal, in a sense of I mean, let's face it, they just played really good defense, and Hellebuck fucking was on his head making saves out of his ass. And that's what happened. And they killed those power plays. Remember the 2 power plays when they had 5-on-3 and they killed that power play, and then they got their own power play. They didn't score, and then it went to OT, and that's all she wrote, obviously. Jack Hughes is with his teeth knocked out. That's it. You see that face all the time, and it's like gets you pumped up.
Love it, Cap. Absolutely.
Zach, what do you guys think about the Super Bowl?
I really don't. It did nothing for me. I mean, it really did nothing. I didn't win any money. I didn't hit any numbers. It was probably the worst Super Bowl that I can remember in years. Other than the only thing that could make it worse is when New England beat Seattle when they threw the interception, in the end zone, and that was probably the worst. So that's the second worst Super Bowl I've seen. Well, let's call it that. The second worst Super Bowl of all time.
Well, the good news is, if I might digress, all 3 of us had the pick and the under. I did bet the under big, so
good.
I enjoyed the game because I watched the D, and it kind of, I think it's the first time OTC was 3 for 3. Actually 6 for 6. We all agreed, which was scary, but we were right.
Yeah, I think that I mean, like I said, it was not a very fun Super Bowl. I mean, it was great. I was at Rich's house, and he had a great spread and all that fun stuff. But
Pacelli, you're the man, Pacelli.
Yeah, Rich had nice spread. His bro, he cooked up Andrew. He cooked up all the ribs and the manigot and the meatballs and everything. Forget it. We were eating like a champ.
There you go.
Yeah, and he gave me a nice little take home. So I had like dinner for the week again. So it was great.
Nice.
Yep.
There you
so
go.
yeah, but that's
our boy.
That was the best part.
Big shout out.
That was the best
Hey.
part. All right.
So let's move it forward.
Yeah.
So now, like today was a big doing as we're taping. Today was a big doing in the NBA.
Yes.
Because at 4:00, the franchise tags had to be put on guys, and if not, they were going to be declared free agents.
That's right.
So there was some big doings, and let's talk about the local teams because you and Willie are like Jet guys. I'm a Packer fan, but we can bring the Giants into this conversation. Let me tell you something. If the Jets play their cards right, they can get better in a hurry in this next 16 months of the calendar year. But they got to be right, and they got to do it right.
Muji, it's all on Muji.
They have 2, 4, 5, 7, 10. They have 12. The Jets have 12 picks in this draft. They have 2 in the first round, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and 2 in the seventh. But you got to be right, and the first thing you got to do is you got to identify what you really need, and you got to go after it. Yeah. I'll just say what I have to say, and then I want to listen to what you and Willie have to say.
All right.
If I'm the Jets, what I do is this. With the second pick, I take the best available player, probably that linebacker from Ohio State, that Reese guy.
Yeah.
Then with my second pick in the first round, I'm going to package that and probably like a fourth-round pick in this draft. I'm going to try to move up, get the best available wide receiver I can get in this draft. Then, with the rest of my picks in this year's draft, this is what I'm doing. I'm grabbing as many defensive key players as I can get, and I'll try to get at least one more wide receiver. Next year, they have something outrageous again, like 10 or 11 picks. I think they have 3 first-round picks next year. Then you get your quarterback and all your offensive guys.
Yeah.
So there you go. What do you think?
I think that's a good plan, Z. I think that defense, you can build defense through the draft. I think offensive linemen, you could sign them as free agents. You can pick up some they already have a decent core. They don't have a great core, but they got a decent core of offensive linemen. You get a couple more guys free agent. You build your defense through the draft. I agree. Don't go for the quarterback. Now, the question is who do you get to play quarterback this year? I mean,
I have my idea. I want to hear what you and Willie have to say.
What do you think, Willie?
Yeah, well, I think they're probably gonna sign a Kirk Cousins, kind of a gap filler for the year. The good news is my son was at the combine. Big
that's right.
And the Jets were seriously thinking about taking this guy Reuben Bain, and it turns out that Robert Saleh loved him for the Titans. So right now, he's gonna suck. But the guy is abnormal. The crazy part about this guy is he has abnormally short arms.
Huh.
and that's what's going to cost this guy being the Jets pick. So as a comparison, I can't believe I know this crap. The guy's got like a 30-inch wingspan.
Oh, gosh.
He's 6'2", 263. To just get an idea, LT, okay, greatest linebacker of all time. This guy, LT has like 5 more inches on a wingspan and is 50 pounds lighter than this guy. So this guy is slow. He runs a 4.8 40. Slow, has short arms. It's like it was like putting an overweight lobster on the defensive line. So that's a great miss for the Jets. That's a shout out to Rich, by the way.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wow, that's a lot of good information.
Yeah.
Why were they interested in him?
Well, he's going fourth. They think he's going to go fourth to the Titans.
Wow.
But when he showed up at the combine, I guess somebody measured this guy's arms.
Yeah.
And they were like, but it's crazy stat. He's got some of the shortest arms for a linebacker in the history of the combine.
Wow.
Well, see, that's the thing about the combine. Anthony Richardson.
They're going to take the guy you like. They love Argyle Reese.
Yeah,
the Ohio State guy.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, the combine, like Anthony Richardson was 10 out of 10 out of everything, but he can't play fucking quarterback. I mean, and obviously, you see Joe Montana and Brady. They were picked. Forget it, in 5th, 6th round, whatever they were, and they didn't have any of those combine stuff. So it really, it's so hard. It's so hard to pick. Even just today they were talking about the NBA draft. All right, Tatum was the 3rd pick in the draft. All right, the first pick, was Falk, who sucked, and he's I don't know, something happened with him mentally. The second pick was, I don't even know who it was now. It's no one of who's still in the NBA maybe, and then it was Tatum. So you just have to be pretty much lucky, even if you have the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd pick. I mean, it's whatever. Sometimes whatever falls in your lap. I mean, I don't know. It just, to me, all the stuff about, there's too much of it weighed in on the speed and how hard they can. Like Wilpon and those guys, on Pardon the Interruption, they would make fun of how, quarterback's got to have a high vertical jump. Who the hell, what are you kidding me? Quarterback's got to be able to freaking throw the ball downfield and see the guy who's wide open over the middle.
Who would you take as the Jets quarterback?
Mean right now?
I heard
Go ahead.
Yep. We're like right now. I agree 1,000% with Willie. I would go after Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. As far as getting a quarterback, try for. To tell you the truth, is Tyler Murray the worst option? Not the worst option, because he's only going to keep me. You know what they're saying about Tyler Murray? He might go back into baseball. They were saying.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing about Kyler Murray. If you're the Jets. And this is why I agree with Willie. If I'm the Jets, I go after Kirk Cousins, sign him for 2 years with an option for the 3rd year, or I go after somebody like Marcus Mariota. And the reason why
Mariota, I think, would be better.
I'm not tying up a lot of my revenue into a quarterback when I'm going to spend a high draft pick on one.
I totally agree.
Kyler Murray, if you take Kyler Murray, you're gonna try him for 1 year, and if he goes well, you're gonna have to sign him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Kyler Murray also comes with a $36 million price tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
So that's what the Jets will do. So Stephen A. Made an analogy of the Jets today. He's like, if you put meat and cheese in a suitcase and leave it out on the street in the month of August. I mean, where does that come from?
But like, here's the thing about Kyler Murray, though. Will that money the Cardinals have to pay him? Let's just say that, for instance, like the Jets
signed
or
the
the Vikings,
they got to pay 26.
Yeah, right. It's 26.
No.
I think is the number for Kyler Murray.
No, you're wrong.
No?
I'm telling you right now. You only pay the veterans minimum. The Cardinals are on the hook for all the rest of that money.
I didn't know that.
Well,
yeah.
if Kyler Murray comes and then next year you get a rookie, then you let him go. What are you going to do? I mean, unless he lights it up and they go deep in the playoffs.
But here's why I agree with Willie with Kirk Cousins or my guy Marcus Mariota, because if you sign him, Kirk Cousins is like 38.
Yeah, no, he's
like he's going to be a placeholder.
He's
Same
done.
with Marcus Mariota. You're only going to have this guy for 2 or 3 years. So when you bring the new quarterback in next year, you can let him sit behind one of these guys. These guys are like veterans, man. The young guy can learn from these guys.
That's true.
Plus, the other thing about Kirk Cousins, dude, he's got a major future in broadcasting in the NFL. Like, if you heard him for the playoffs on CBS, everybody loves this guy. And we're better to hone your trade than in New York.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I mean, but he's going to cost. He's not going to be cheap. Like, I mean, Kyler Murray's going to be cheap. Mariota's going to be cheap.
How much do you think Kirk Cousins is really going to get?
I think he's probably going to get 30.
No
25? 25?
I would say Kirk Cousins would probably get 2 years.
There's 5 teams looking for a quarterback. 6 teams probably.
But here's the thing, Joe. But
what?
At his
he
age,
can go back to the Vikings.
No, the Vikings won't, because if you bring him into the Vikings, then you have a problem with the fact that you don't know that J.J. McCarthy will ever bounce back, and you have him on a controllable contract. And the Vikings have no cap space.
Yeah, that's true.
The Vikings don't have any cap space, man. They're like the Packers. And believe me, I follow the NFC Norris. And I'm going to tell you right now, 2 teams that have a major issue in this free agency are the Packers and the Vikings. Neither one of them have cap space.
All right.
The Packers are going to lose a lot of guys.
I mean, it's the Jets got to get a stopgap. I think go with Mariota. Would be the top because he's experienced. He'll be cheap. He'll be a good soldier. He'll be in there, and if they do get a quarterback, what if they draft a quarterback 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, and this kid all of a sudden start and get him in again? See what he's got too, like this Cook kid who obviously didn't turn into much, but you never know. Sometimes you find that diamond in the rough too. So I mean, who knows? Who knows?
And
but
I
anyway,
think it's just going to be a good. This is going to be a good 12, 16, 24-month period for both the Jets and the Giants.
Yeah, and it's going to be a huge draft.
What would you guys do with the Giants pick?
Yeah, I mean, what's the first round pick? What are they? 5, right?
They're going to take Love. They're going to take
that running back from Notre Dame.
Willie.
Yes.
Yeah. I take that guy in a heartbeat. He's the best player in the draft.
He is the best player. And I listen. Everybody's in love with Scatterbo. You know, and listen, the guy's got a great attitude, but dude, he's not the answer.
Exactly, Will. Exactly.
And if the Giants don't get a guy like Love, they are a sub 500 team. They are so fucking overrated. This team.
Yeah.
The usual Giants this, Giants that.
Right,
They got to take him.
John Harbaugh can't turn them around overnight if he doesn't have the players. I agree with you, Will. The best player in the draft is that running back.
Yeah.
And if I was the Giants, I'm putting it out there right now. I'm taking this guy because even if you don't want to take him, you can use that position for draft capital, and you can get more picks to help your team immediately.
Yeah, I think that would be the pick though to get Love. I mean, they need a good running back. I mean,
You got to protect your quarterback,
Yeah,
Joe. This
exactly.
guy's got a head full of rocks
Yeah,
because he's getting buried all the
He
time.
can't, and
If
he
you had a
can't
running
run.
back-
You cannot have your quarterback run the ball. You need a running back to
Exactly.
take that
Yep.
away from him because he's going to get hurt. Yeah, he already got hurt this year. Concussion. Didn't he
agree.
miss a couple games for concussion,
Yep.
all that shit?
Yes.
If he can't do that. But anyway.
I agree.
All
That's
right.
a good call, Willie.
Yeah, good
I'm
call,
taking
Will.
that guy, too.
All right, let's
So,
switch gears. Go ahead, Will.
Hold on. For the record, just to close the loop,
Yeah.
Cousins, they would potentially, if the Jets signed him, they would sign him for $1.2 million. The vet
There you go.
minimum deal.
Cousins?
There you
Because
go.
he still owed money from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
Oh, then yeah.
guaranteed $90 million.
But see,
So, yeah.
there's going to be other teams that are going to want to do it too, and they might throw
Yeah,
extra
well, the
money.
Jets will beef that up. But
Yeah.
the other thing about Cousins, again, is he had a tough start of the season because he was banged up. He played really well at the end of the
Oh,
got
no,
into the
absolutely.
playoffs.
I'm sold
he-
on him. I just don't think that the Jets are going to get him. I think the other team's going to offer more money. And I don't know if he wants to go to the Jets. But you're right. Maybe New York, as far as with the broadcasting, like you were saying, Z, maybe that'll entice him. We'll have to see.
Let's hope he's right.
Yeah, exactly.
For you guys, I hope so, because like I said, we'll wrap it up this way. The Jets in the next 2 football seasons have the opportunity to vault themselves back into being an important football team in a franchise in the NFL with
Yep.
all the draft capital that they have. But they
Spoken
can't miss.
spoken like a non-Jet fan. You
Yes.
don't know what you're talking about.
I understand, but what I'm saying is
No,
they
I hear
can't
you.
Didn't
miss.
meet in a suitcase.
All right. Let's move on now. Let's talk a little bit of hoops. Our Knicks are starting to look like something. I'm telling you right now. All right. Let me get this off my chest. I was watching the Knicks get their ass kicked against Detroit, turn the game off. I was sick to my stomach. Then they played Houston, and they were getting their ass kicked 3/4 of the way. I turned the game off. I was at my in-laws. I drove home in the third quarter. I get home. I turn on the game. I didn't even turn on the game. I checked my phone, checked the score, and the game was tied, and it was like a minute to go. So I put it back on. I watched it, and they came back and won. They were down by 18, I think, in the third quarter or beginning of the fourth.
Yeah.
Since
They're
that
tough.
point, they beat the San Antonio. They all right. They beat the Bulls. The Bulls, no big deal. But they beat some good quality teams. They played shitty against the Cavs, which kind of was all right. That was a bad game. But they're starting to look like something. I think maybe they're starting to get it together on the defensive end. They said since January, they're number 5 offensive and number 5 defensive team stats wise. So let's see. But again, you miss your threes, you're not going to win, and that is the thing about the 3
You
point.
guys, Will, do you hear that, Will?
Listen,
Will, do you hear that? Do you hear those footsteps? Those footsteps are the Celtics, boys.
I know. You know you're going to say that, Z. Damn it. It's true. The Celtics, son of a bitch. I mean, they're playing fantastic. And
they're
listen,
getting Tatum back.
the Knicks took
Tatum
care of them.
comes back this week.
Yeah, well, Tatum's coming back. Okay, we'll see about that. But, yeah, you got to beat the Celtics, too. I mean, you cannot, if you are the Knicks, you cannot take anybody for granted. You can't take nobody. There's nobody in the Eastern Conference you could say, oh, we're definitely going to win that series. I don't want to hear that.
I just don't think, like, in the East, like the Pistons, I don't think they have anybody that can make a big shot in clutch time.
Right. They're
To, like,
inexperienced.
win big games.
The one
so
negative.
Then talk to me about the Celtics, the Knicks, and probably the Cavaliers.
And the Cavs.
Those are the 3 teams I would be worried about.
Yeah, and you hope that Harden goes into his playoff doldrum and whatever. But I mean, if he does play well, and he doesn't have to play super because you got Donovan Mitchell to play super. So if Harden could play good, they're going to be tough. So I mean, listen, any team in the Eastern Conference right now is going to be tough. So it's just take care of business. Don't get anybody hurt. Concentrate on your defense and moving the ball around. And I think they have a chance. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, Stephen A., he counted them out. He said Detroit, they got to play Detroit, they're going to lose. I still think they could beat Detroit in a 5 or 7 game series.
I think if we got our sponsor to pony up some more money, I would
Yes.
like to see Willie on First Take.
Yes.
We'll get
Willie
that.
would dominate
We'll get that
Stephen
done.
A.
The
Smith.
Hydro 5, baby. Let's go, baby.
So,
All right. We'll see.
So here's my take on the Knicks. I've been actually, because of Cap.
You're doing your homework,
I've been watching them.
right?
I think that it lines up well for them. They've gotten their balls beat by Detroit twice now in a row.
Three times, really.
Okay, but I think that when you go into the playoffs, this team has a unity, a toughness. I am going to tell you, I believe that the Knicks will come out of the East. But Cap, I would tell you, and I want you to save your money tonight.
Right.
Tonight's game against Toronto is a trap game.
Yep.
There's a bad game.
They're only favored by 2.5 points, by the way.
I know. I just
Kinda
don't
weak,
like
you know,
them
so-
tonight.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
But other than that, I love them coming out of the East.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I think like right now you're starting to see the teams that are playoff worthy,
Yep.
and then you could see the also rans, which goes back to all the tanking and stuff right now. If you look at the standings in both the East and the West, you've basically got your 10 teams in the East and your 10 teams in the West.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just tanking to get positioned for draft lottery balls.
Yep. And I just want to give a shout out to the Hornets, who have been playing really good ball.
Yeah.
Knippel, who I thought was like a terrible pick when they picked him. He's turning out to be he's pushing rookie of the year with his buddy. I mean, he looks like he could be rookie of the year over Flag. Now Flag's probably going to get it, and Flag has got the game, all around game. But Knippel, the kid, first of all, he's got the most 3-pointers for the shortest time to get 200 3-pointers in the history of the NBA. And that includes Steph Curry and anybody else. And he is on his way to being at least a number 2 rookie of the year and possible number 1. Let's just hope that Flag doesn't get hurt or anything. But he is. It looks like a keeper. Now, let's see what the Hornets do. Just get into the play game and we'll see what happens. But we'll see.
Cap.
What?
The eternal optimist.
There you are.
I want to see the Knicks. I want to see the Knicks Hornets in the playoff series because I go to the damn game.
Yes.
I'm going.
And you would invite.
End of the month.
Then you would invite me and Willie.
Yes, you guys come on down. And I'm telling you, I'm going to the Knicks Hornets the end of the month. They're playing I think the 29th of this month. So I'm
Nice.
going to that game. Anytime
you go.
Knicks are in town. And also, college hoops. We got college hoops going on. We're right around the corner from all
March
the
Madness coming down.
March
2 weeks.
Madness. You got all the conference tournaments coming up. It looks like it's the Arizona. It looks like Duke and Arizona, UConn. I mean, it's all rising to the
great.
top. Yep, it's going to be great. Is right. And one thing about this portal, and one thing about this LIL money or whatever it is that. NIL, LOL. With the money, what's great about it is you have a lot of very good teams. And even the number 2 seeds, Texas Tech, Iowa State, all these teams. These teams are all tough. And it's great. It's great for the tournament. It's great for these the Big 12 Conference tournament's going to be unbelievable. The Big East Conference tournament, it's going to be great.
We'll have a lot to talk about when we come back.
Yeah, when we come back, exactly. We'll talk. We got that to talk about. So, and then we got the baseball was right around the corner. They started the WBC, so they had an exhibition game against the Giants today. They trounced them. I mean, that's basically.
Yeah, I saw that it was like 15.
Yeah, I mean that's some line. Oh, and by the way, I am hearing little murmurs and little kind of whispers about Mr. Harper not being too happy in Philly. He would do quite nicely in pinstripes in the Bronx at first base.
But you also gotta,
spend the fucking money. I don't want to hear it.
As we get closer to baseball, we'll talk about. It's more than that, though, Joe.
I don't care.
It's about
Get him.
having the assets.
Get him.
To get them.
Get them.
You got to have the assets.
Give them.
Too.
Give them. Who do they want? You want all these blue chippers? Take them. I'm telling you right now. You put Harper in front of Judge, or Judge in back of and Harper in back of Judge, and I'm telling you right now. There's your Juan Soto. He would be. There's your guy. Lefty, Yankee Stadium. He wants to be a Yankee. His father was a big Mickey Mantle fan. I'm telling you, there's more murmurs, and I'm telling you, they make a deal.
Write
Get
it
him.
down, because when we come back around, you'll be swinging for the fences.
Let's go. Get him, baby. All right, guys. Anything else you want to talk about before we head off?
You take a quick hit. Well, you got anything to?
All right.
Lacrosse?
I'm no lacrosse. I'm going to kill myself with lacrosse until my kid gets on the field. But I do have a very interesting story. So Belichick's girlfriend, that Jordan Hudson, it goes back 2 weeks ago. So funny. She was wearing a shirt, the Happy Ending Palace. That's where.
That's right. I heard that. I heard the story.
That's where correct.
That's a good one.
There was when I was on the trading floor, the biggest dick in the world was one of these big shot floor governors. In that same sting that Kraft got nailed, they nailed him. So it was a 2-for-1.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I'm going to get us some Happy Ending Palace shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go, Jeff.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right, before we leave, I'm going to just remind you this episode is brought to you by HydroFi, the world's first hydrogen-infused electrolyte, which helps the body combat inflammation and supports cellular health for people of all ages in a way traditional electrolyte drinks don't. Beyond hydration, HydroFi is designed to support sustained energy, enhanced performance, faster recovery, and overall daily wellness. Benefits: we are great fit for people that are apart from your network. Use code OTC15 and take 50% off your first purchase. All right, the people at HydroFi, thank you very much.
HydroFi, baby.
HydroFi it, baby. We'll talk soon. Everybody, thanks for listening. And we'll get into the baseball and then March Madness in another week or so. And for everybody from OTC, we'll see you guys later.